All right, here's a question about the rate when you're watering plants and how much water did you start with and how long does it take to empty the can, all those different things. So you got after 5 seconds, you have 58 ounces of water, and 15 seconds later, you have 28 ounces of water. So I would use point slope form because I'm seeing these as different points. So I would think, okay, this is 5. After 5 seconds, we have 58 ounces of water. And then notice that it says 15 seconds later. This is huge. It doesn't mean after 15 seconds. It's 15 seconds later than the 5 seconds. So 5 plus 15 is 20. So after 20 seconds, you're at 28 ounces of water. So that's really, really important. Okay, so there are 2 points. This is the point slope formula here. And so, we can choose either point, either coordinate point to plug in for X and Y. It doesn't matter which one it's equivalent either way. But just know this is our first X and our first Y if we use the first one. So in that case, we would say we have Y minus 58 equals, we need the slope, but we know that X minus 5 is going to go there. Okay, so to find the slope, I would, use these 2 coordinate points to get that. So I know that I'm going to subtract my Y's over subtracting the X's. So 20 minus 5. All right, so that gives me negative 30 over 15, which is negative 2. Okay, so my slope is negative 2. So write an equation that represents the amount in ounces of water in the can after X seconds. So, if you're just doing point slope form, then this is perfectly fine. If you need it in slope intercept, I'm not sure that it's super clear here which one this means. I think that it could mean that they want it to say just Y equals, and so you would have to put it in that form. So if we're going to do that, let's see how that would look. Let me erase yeah. All right, so I would distribute here. So we have Y minus 58 equals negative 2X, and then negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. And then we'd add 58 to both sides. So we get Y equals negative 2X plus 68. All right, so there's our equation, point slope and in slope intercept form. All right, so we have this part done. How much water was in the can when you started watering the plants? Well, I think we can kind of see that pretty easily if we look at the slope intercept form to me, because think about when you started watering the plants, think about the time that's passed. There's no time that's passed, right? We haven't even started watering the plants. The watering can has as much as it has when we start, right? And we know that the start time is however many seconds, that's X. So that means when X is 0. So think about if we substitute a 0 here for X, that just means that Y equals 68. So there were 68 ounces of water in the can to begin with before we started pouring the water out onto the plants. And when is the watering can empty? So it's empty when the ounces is 0, right? When it's completely empty, then the ounces of water would be 0. And so we can take this equation, Y equals negative 2X plus 68, or the other one, it doesn't matter really. To me, this is simpler. And an empty can means that Y equals 0. So we would substitute Y with the 0. So I'm going to subtract 68 from both sides and get negative 68 equals negative 2x, and divide both sides by negative 2. And x is 34, and that means after 34 seconds, then the watering can is empty. So interesting. I want to show you on a calculator here, and I know this is going to be covered up tremendously. I'll erase some of this in just a minute. Some calculators will do a table for you, and it shows it nicely. So I'm going to put in our equation, y equals negative 2x plus 68. All right, let me, I really hate for all that to go away because I want you to see it. All right, so let's type in, we're going to start at 0. And notice at 0, it tells us we have 68 ounces of water in the can, right? So at 0 seconds, which is what we got here, how much water was in the can before you started watering the plant, 68 ounces. And then what was another key point at 5? After 5 seconds, yep, you see how at 5 seconds it's 58, and that's what we had at the very beginning. After 5 seconds, we have 58 ounces of water. And then if we go down to 20, after 20 seconds, we have 28 ounces, and that's what it said up at the top. 15 seconds later, so 20 seconds total, there are 28 ounces of water remaining. And then we said 34 ounces, it should be at 0. Yep, and we go to 34 and we see it's 0. So just a nice little confirmation there. All right, I hope that was helpful. I'll see you next time.